Hey everybody, Kevin Johnson here, and this geometry lesson is on proportions. So let's go ahead and get started here. Whoops, that's a different homework assignment. So I have ours all posted on this. So triangle proportions. So solve each proportion. Okay, so we've done these before. Go ahead and cross multiply. Okay, and remember, I go fast, but you can pause these. So you should get x equals 8 on that one. Okay. Number two, why are these triangles similar? Okay. Well, you know that they have the 80-degree marks right there, and they share that top angle up at top right there. So by angle similarity, it's the most common one, angle similarity. If I had to bet, I'd bet angle similarity. If I saw some sides and some angles, I'd guess side angle side. And if I just saw sides, side lengths, I'd guess side. But if anyways, that one there's just a bunch of angles, so angle similarity. Okay, proportions theorems. If a line is parallel to one side of a triangle, intersects the other two sides. Okay, so that's what this says right here. If a line right here is parallel to one side of a triangle and intersects the other two sides. Okay, can you see this line parallel to the bottom and it's intersecting the other two sides? Okay, what happens is it divides up those sides into proportions. All right, so what I did is it means over here. So you can do top over bottom equals top over bottom right there. Or you can do, in this case, it would be AD over DB equals AE over EC. Or you can do piece over whole equals piece over whole. So I think I chose top piece over the whole piece equals the top piece over the whole piece. And the whole piece on this side is AC. The whole piece on this side is AB. Okay, you can do bottom over whole equals bottom over whole also. That would work, but anyways, if a line is parallel to one side of a triangle and intersects the other two sides in different points, then it cuts it up into proportions, and you use the one that you feel is most appropriate. All right, so here's an example here. In the figure, RS is parallel to PN, and it's gives me some lengths. MS is 15, so I'm going to plug a 15 right there. SN is 20. Oops, that little J shouldn't be there. Let me take that out. This little J, that's just a typo. My fingers get going too fast, and you know how it is when you're typing. And RP, where's RP? RP over here is 12. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put them in and do top over bottom equals top over bottom. Okay, there you go. Cross multiply, you get 20x equals 12 times 15. And when you divide 12 times 15, divide that by 20. My book says it's equal to 9 right there, okay? And I make mistakes all the time, you guys. My students correct me daily on my mistakes. So check, make sure I made it equal 9. I know this proportion's right, you guys. I just didn't work it out. So 20x equals 12 times 15. So let me double check. I'll just turn on my calculator here. 12 times 15 and divided by 20. Yep, it's 9. Okay. Alrighty, so okay, I do make mistakes all the time. My kids correct me all the time. If three parallel lines, there's three parallel lines, intersect two or more transversals, there's two or more transversals right there, then it divides those transversals up proportionately. So there's all kinds of proportions. I can go piece over piece, or lefty over righty equals lefty over righty, or I can do this piece over the whole equals this piece over the whole, or I can do A over the whole equals C over the whole, whichever ones you decide to do right there. But piece over piece equals piece over piece, that's the one I use the most. But if they give me the whole, then I'll do the whole also, you guys. Piece over the whole equals piece over the whole. Okay, it just depends on which lengths they give me. Alrighty? Okay, so here's an example right here. Let's see. Okay, these right angles right here, these right angles tell me that they have to be parallel, because if they're perpendicular to the same line right here, then they have to be parallel to each other. So these right angles tell me parallel, three parallel lines. Okay, so intersecting two transversals right there, I am going to do this piece over this piece equals, I'll call this piece X right here. Now notice it's asking for TV, so once I get X, I got to add 340 to it, but then I'll go this over this equals this side over this side right here. Okay, so I'll call it X right there. Okay, so and then I'll go ahead and cross multiply, and I get X equals 170. Now it's asking for TV, you guys, so I got to add 170 to that 340, and I get 510. Okay, All right, let's do a couple. So if a ray bisects an angle of a triangle, here's a ray bisecting an angle of a triangle. You see that? Cutting that angle up into two pieces. What happens is it divides the opposite side, this side, up into proportions with the other two sides, this side and this side. Let me show you. I'll put some lengths on them. Okay, so I'm going to say this x over the side that's touching x equals this y over the side that's touching y. But it has to be an angle bisector to do that, you guys. Okay, so x over a equals y over b. All right, so let's try it with this guy right here. Okay, so in the figure, it says that angle ABD is congruent to angle CBD. That's code word, angle bisector right there. This ray is bisecting this angle. So that means this piece right here, where my cursor is, over 24, equals this piece right here over 32. Okay, now I know the whole piece is 40, so what I'm going to do is call that little dude x. Okay, now remember the whole piece is 40, so this is the rest of 40 right here. So if that's x, this must be the rest of the 40, so 40 minus x. Okay, now this side over this side equals this side over this side. Okay, that's what the angle bisector does. All right, so there you go. I'm going to go ahead and cross multiply, and I get x equals 17.1. All right, and it says find DC. Whoops, and I didn't do that right there. So DC is then going to be equal to, let me go ahead and plug that in right here. DC is then going to be equal to 40 minus the 17.1. Okay? All right, that would have been another mistake. My students would have corrected me on that. So what's that, 22.9, I think? 22.9. Yeah, that sounds about right. So 22.9, okay, 17.1, whoops, equals, here we go. How's that? Got it? Okay, so 22.9. And that's it, you guys. Good job. That's the end of chapter 6, you guys.